Hi, so what is stimming? Stimming is something that is done by a lot of people with autism spectrum disorders, some people with other developmental disabilities like mental retardation, and just a lot of little kids that don't have any disability also do it. So it has some other names that I don't like to use. Also, I don't know how to pronounce all of them, but it basically is just doing a repetitive behavior for no apparent reason. So this is a common stim. Hand flapping, or I guess wrist shaking in this case. Some people, they like to do like a very specific thing over and over, or like this. What else? Some people would like to make a noise like, or stereotypical autism stim is rocking, obviously. For me, my major stims as a person with Asperger's are this, probably slight rocking and tapping, and in times of great excitement, by times of great excitement, I mean basically like 10 times a day. So why would anybody do something so silly? There are several reasons. None of them is proved to be a right reason, but these are just some thoughts that people have and some things that people say about their own experience. Information and sort of sensory information can be hard for people with autism spectrum disorders. Like, a lot of the time they have trouble seeing the big picture, like they can just see the little pieces of what's going on, but they don't really understand how to like synthesize that information and take out the important part. And just like loud noises and like a lot of things to look at and stuff like that, like being in a mall, for example, can be like really upsetting to an ASD person because it's just like a lot to take in and it's so much that they feel overwhelmed. So it's possible, and it is my experience, that going like this or rocking a little bit somehow makes everything feel like more orderly and makes it easier to like try to focus. It makes you feel less overwhelmed by all the information because you're doing this one like very orderly, like very simple, easy thing. Another thing is just that, I don't know, like ASD people like repetitive things in general, so maybe they're just doing it for fun. They're kind of bored, so they're like, this is fun. So, and then the other reason is just like expression of emotion. Like, for some people, like, when they're happy, smiling isn't enough. They've got to go like this and just, like, jump all around. So, those are reasons for doing it. And then your next question might be, well, why are you making a video about something that just seems like something that you happen to like to do and that some other people happen to like to do? Well, unfortunately, I feel like this is almost a political video because, a lot of people with autism and other like severe disabilities who are not like very communicative and need other people to take care of them sometimes, and in fact even people who are not severely disabled but are kids, so they're not able to just like do whatever they want. For people who are in this situation, a lot of the time stimming is called a behavior and it's considered a bad thing to do, and I guess a lot of the time people who are teaching autistic kids call it a non-attending behavior or a disruptive behavior, and they think if a kid is going like this, the kid isn't paying attention, so you have to stop them from doing it. And I mean, the way they stop them may be like by yelling at them, by just taking away something they like. In like the olden days, you would like electrically shock kids, but I don't want to accuse modern day special ed teachers of doing that. But they definitely do discourage it in ways that are sometimes kind of harsh. So, well, I don't think this is right. I mean, I don't think it's practical, for one thing. I think that, as I mentioned, stimming can be a good way to help you process information better. And I've definitely seen autistic people who looked like they were under a lot of stress, and they were stimming to help themselves process what was going on. So I think by not allowing kids to stim, you're taking away a tool that can be helpful to them. And I also think that the fact that people are just like against stimming when it seems like it's probably good for autistic people and that's why they do it. It just strikes me as basically ableist and basically assuming that not doing things that look autistic is always the best way to be. I mean, I think generally it seems like when people are against stimming and they have like an anti-stimming policy in their school or whatever, they don't usually explain why it is. They'll just be like, oh, well, I don't really know why these kids stim, but like, you know, it looks weird, it looks like they're not paying attention, let's stop it. It's just like basically coded as a bad behavior with no real like discussion of why it's going on. I think this just isn't something that could happen to an adult who could talk. I think that people have like ableist views about what's normal, and when they're teaching a person who doesn't have the communication to advocate for themselves, or is a child who lives with their parents, they make their own decisions without much thought about what's the normal thing to do, and they put those decisions into practice very harshly, and they don't think about whether it's ethical or practical to stop a person from doing something they like, and they definitely don't think about whether what they're doing is like problematic when you think about like equality for disabled people. They definitely don't think about it in a political way or realize the political implications that it has to do that to a person who doesn't have a lot of control over their life, to just take something away that they like for no reason. It's a little hard for me to think about because I'm not in a situation where anybody can stop me from doing anything like that I like. I mean, I have Asperger's, I'm pretty smart, I can talk okay, I'm a grown-up. So if someone was like, hey, I'm gonna take away your food for lunch if you keep doing that, I would just be like, well, fuck you, I'm gonna go to the store and buy some more food. But other people can't do that. And the truth is, there's no difference between what I do and what they do. It's done for the same reasons, it's calming in the same way, and it just isn't fair that I should have that right and they shouldn't have that. It's kind of like how in really homophobic times in our culture, like people that were super rich and powerful, it was okay for them to be gay because no one could stop them. But regular people couldn't be gay because they didn't have enough power. And I think now we've come to a point where we realize, like, everyone should be able to get away with being gay without having to, like, be abused or, like, killed or not able to get a job. And I feel the same way about stimming. Everyone should be able to stim because stimming is possibly good for you and definitely not bad for you. So, I guess I just wanted to put this video out there because I feel like a lot of people who are the parents and teachers of people who stim don't really think about what they are doing, and they don't really think of it from the person's perspective and think about why somebody would stim. They just make a decision without really thinking about it or doing any research. So I just wanted to say that if you're in that situation, please try to think about what is actually best for the person you're helping, and what is actually ethical and what is respectful of the person they are.